our forces have not smashed into Rafah. We are operating according to plan and according to international law. Dozens of rocket launchers with rockets inside ready to be fired at Israeli homes next to the border with Egypt. We have eliminated about 300 terrorists in Rafah so far. Hamas has been holding our hostages in Rafah, which is why our forces are operating in Rafah. We will not stop fighting for their freedom. I want to share an operational update on our targeted operation in Rafah. A limited number of our forces have been advancing according to plan in a precise and targeted way. Our forces have advanced on the Philadelphia route along the Gaza-Egypt border and have now reached the Tel Sultan area of Rafah. Our forces have not smashed into Rafah. We have been operating according to precise intelligence, conducting targeted raids, using precise munitions, and focusing on dismantling Hamas attack capabilities in Rafah. While we operate, we're also assessing our actions, adjusting and amending our operations, and increasing our efforts to minimize civilian harm. We are operating according to plan and according to international law. Our operations in Rafah have confirmed the intelligence that compelled us to operate in Rafah in the first place. Hamas turned the Philadelphia route into a central Hamas hotbed of terror. We have now gained operational control over the Philadelphia route in Rafah. Here's what our forces found in Rafah so far. Dozens of rocket launchers with rockets inside ready to be fired at Israeli homes next to the border with Egypt. These are same rocket launchers that Hamas used to fire around 70 rockets and mortars at millions of Israelis in the last recent weeks, including the recent rocket attack against Tel Aviv. During our operations on the Philadelphia route, we also found a subterranean tunnel system near the border with Egypt. We found 13 kilometers of Hamas's underground tunnel network and around 20 Hamas tunnels that Hamas built, intentionally, next to the border with Egypt, underneath Rafah as part of Hamas's human shield strategy. Inside the tunnels, we found dozens of weapons, including anti-tank missiles, AK-47s, explosives, and grenades. Our forces are operating to dismantle the Rafah brigade. We have eliminated about 300 terrorists in Rafah so far. Some of the terrorists were hiding in the tunnels in Rafah, and our troops bravely fought them underground in close combat. This is not an easy task. There are many terrorists in the area. 3 of our soldiers lost their lives as they fulfilled this mission. Hamas is in Rafah. Hamas has been holding our hostages in Rafah, which is why our forces are operating in Rafah. Hamas is holding our hostages in living hell across our border in Gaza, including in Rafah. We will not stop fighting for their freedom. Every decent country in the world would do the same.